Hi my dears, welcome to my channel, my dear subscribers, my dear viewers. I want to say how happy I am for seeing this community that we are creating here. I really appreciate your comments, to see how you're resonating with my readings. Thank you so much, all of you. And today I thought about doing here a reading. And I think it will be nice to start a weekend like this. And the reading is it time to move on? How can I bring peace to this situation? All right. So is it time to move on? How can my group number 1 bring peace to this situation? So you will have the perfect key, group number 1. So, is it time to move on? How can my group number 2 bring peace to this situation? You'll have stranded for group number 2. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 3 bring peace to this situation? You'll have the art of seduction for group number 3. Alright. So really tune into the energies, also follow your intuition, see if it's resonating with you, of course, because that is important, is your intuition also talking here, and take it what it resonates and leave what doesn't, all right? You will have the timestamps in the description box, and yeah, we see each other in your readings. Bye! Hi my dear group number 1, so if you chose the perfect key, now this already gives me here a sign that you are wondering for a while, how can you bring a solution to what you're going through, all right? And it seems that you have that solution, you have it. All right, but I want to know more. And the solution is in your heart space. Suddenly, I look at this beautiful aventurine here, and this is clearly the heart space. But it might be that you feel that your heart space is kind of locked in one place. So you feel it blocked, like you try so much, but is inside this cage here. All right, I see here a connection, a very strong connection here between two people. So let me know more about this. I'm going to take some oracle first. So, is it time to move on? How can my group 1 bring peace to the situation? And we are going to have here protective nest. Here already talking about protection, all right? Protecting what is important for you. But we are going to see more. Protecting your knowledge also, because we have here 5 and 2, which comes to 7, and 7 is in numerology, is power over everything that is knowledgeable, all right? And even the mysticism, the intuition, the spirituality, because it's knowledge itself. So maybe here also protecting what you believe, but we are going to see. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 1 bring peace to the situation? We have transformation. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 2 bring peace to this situation? We have Lorelei. Is it time to move on? We have Touch the Sky. I'm going to take one more. Let me see if we have space here, because I want you to see the cards too. But I feel like taking one more. So, is it time to move on? How can my group number 2 bring peace to this situation? A long way home. All right. There's something here that you want to create, my loves. And for some reason you're not being able to do this in this current situation. What is being asked from you is a transformation here. All right? There is here, in all these cards, a need to anchor yourself. A need to anchor what I believe is what you once thought that you would like to create as home. Right? So anchor that idea. It's like you always wished for something, and you're trying to create that wish here in this connection, because this is about a connection, a special romantic connection. But for some reason you're not being able to do that. This girl here is in the sky trying to grab something there. This girl here, there is a boat in the water, but she's like holding the anchor here. So though is number 4, which means grounding, she's not being able. And this card that comes out to number 8, that is also concretizing, materializing our dreams, concretizing our dreams, bringing to the world of form. There is the same message here going on. Not being able to ground this home. So this is your situation. You're not, wherever you are at the moment, you're not being able to ground this energy. So, and you have this dream. You have this dream, and you want to protect this dream, all right? And you want to protect what you once hoped. You want to protect it. There is a transformation here being asked to do. And following here the order of these cards, because she's protecting her ideas, she's protecting her knowledge, she's protecting what she believes is value. But there is a transformation here needed to do, and this transformation has to do with self, bringing love to the self, but also understanding when something is not being grounded, when something is wanting to start in the air, all right? And what do I mean in the air? So air is an element that is represented in many forms in our existence, all right? As a symbol, and as the element itself. And as a symbol, it is about communication. It is about information, all right? So what's going on here is that there is a lot here being built in the air. Communication, perhaps, the world of ideas, the world, not the world of dreams, but ideas that communicate with each other, messages, probably talking a lot about something. But the ground, the seed is not in the ground. So if this is just in the air, it's not rooted. And it cannot grow. Things don't grow in the air, all right? Because it cannot grow, you are not feeling home. And there is a reason for that. It's because in the moment, this is not grounded. What you have is not planted yet. It's not in the right place where it should be. In the womb, let's say, which is the earth element. Is not there. So there is an imbalance here, all right, of in the elements of your connection. Things are not grounded. At the same time, the water element, and I'm seeing here twice an anchor, is perhaps sending me here a message, a very interesting message. To ask yourself, why are you really holding on to this? Understanding, to go to the self and asking yourself, why are you really holding on to this? Is this just an idea? You know, it is just something like an expectation? Are you holding on to an expectation? Because the truth of the situation here is that this both is not anchored. In the water, which is the emotions. So, if this is about self, this answer is also inside of you. Are you holding on to something because of an expectation? Because expectations, all right, they, you know, sometimes we expect that someone transforms, or somebody, for example, somebody has the perfect body, the perfect voice, and we kind of see that person has so many potential to be someone else that we just have in our minds. And that never happens because that is not that person. That is our expectation. So what are you holding on to? Because in truth, you know this. You know this because we all know. And because we all went through that. And I'm also talking about my own experience. Inside of us, we know that we are holding on to an expectation, to the potentiality of someone that we see in someone, all right? But it's not that person. It's not that person. It's just an idea that we created. Or let's call it a hope. A hope. Or even somebody, because they see the other wanting so much for them to be another person that they could sometimes say, okay, I'm going to try to do something else. But this, in the end, is not who they are. You know? And then they don't match your expectations. And what they are doing is being themselves. But we somehow feel a betrayal here because we expected, can you see? We expected, and we put a lot of hope in this potentiality that we saw, but we saw it. So there is a question here for you. And this question is, where are you grounding your emotions? Are you really, because is this really grounded in emotions? Ask yourself. Because we can fall in love by this expectation, all right? Yeah. We kind of mix the person with the expectation, and we kind of create a perfect cake there. But it's just is not who they are, is who we expect them to be. All right. It's not that people cannot change. People can actually, but it's not to us. It's not up to us to say how, you know, or to say when. What is to us, what is up to us, is to choose where we want to go in the moment. It's not to wait. Is where do we want to be in the moment? Because the person might decide wants to be different if they feel like that, because they are their own being. But it might never happen. It might never happen also. So because of that, because we have knowledge about that, asking ourselves, where do I want to be in the moment? Is this the reality? Do I want to be with the expectation, or do I want to be with the real person that is now in front of me, that might never change, all right? So let me know more about this situation, and now I'm going to take here some tarot. So I want to put this again. I'm sorry, but I feel like I need to ask the question first, and then I will see the results. So, is it time to move on? How can my group number one bring peace to the situation? Is it time to move on? How can my group number one bring peace to this situation? All right. There might be even some pain that you're holding on to. But I believe that there is a need here for you to get out of this. For you to get out of this state of feeling hurt, feeling because we all go through this, and we feel hurt. We feel hurt because we really had so much dreams and expectations about something. And sometimes even the other person give us those expectations, which, probably they even wanted to do that, but it's not their nature. It's not who they are. So what is left to us is to see how they are at the moment and to question ourselves. There is here a need, there is here an important message, and this important message is for you to protect what is important for you. All right? We cannot escape ourselves, meaning the transformation that we all have is going to come when it needs to come. All right? And it's never up to other people to say that, okay, you are going to change now. No, this is a process. It's an inner process. And those who, for example, work with addicts of some sort, all right, some addictions, and those who had experience with people that had strong addictions in their lives. We know that we love so much that person, but it's not up to us to decide right now, you're not going to do that anymore. We try, and people, they really try, but the person is going to decide alone to change. So this change, it comes from the inside. So, and it might come, it might never come. So how this person is, of course, following their being and having their lessons and having their process, it's not up to you here to how can I say this? Wait. Because this person is living their experience, all right? Is living accordingly to their experience. But you have your experience. You have your own being and yourself to live, all right? Yourself to experience. So in the end, people are going to change. Of course, it's important to, in connections, to also have experiences that might change something in another person, all right? Might change. But the last decision is always from the inside. And the best we can do most of the times is to say things. For example, if you're having a problem with something that you're not agreeing, you're not, you don't have the same vision or something, and it might be something important. It might mean that the connection is in danger, and you communicate that to your partner. All right, and your partner now knows about that. So how they are going to act is going to be accordingly to themselves. But you already did everything. You cannot force them. You can expose the situation. You can say that it's not okay for you. But then is their experience. Are you going to be there waiting for them to have the full experience? Or even years of never realizing what's really going on, because it might not be there, in their reality. It might not be part of their reality. So there is here a message for you to also understand what is your values. What are your values? What do you want to create? All right? So that you can get out of this looking towards the problem of this person that doesn't connect with your expectation, and go inwards to yourself, and understanding that you already did everything, you communicated, and it might be something that is really strong for you, that you really believe that you cannot have a connection this way with this person, and you communicated already. So to wait for another person to change, or to wait for another person to live their lives, is a big price, because it might never come. And you're kind of leaving behind your own life, your own values, your own dreams that might connect with another person. And all right, if this happens, if you decided to, that also, connects with you in that way. In reality, not in potentiality. Not in expectations. So let me see more. We all go through this, my dears. We all go through this, and it's a very difficult process to understand. But our experience is important too, and to spend your life waiting for another person's experience to change, that is a big risk, because it might never happen. And in the meantime, your life, your experience, your own experience that connect with your truth, with your reality, with your values, where is it? Where is it? Are you going to expand it here with the potentiality, with the expectations, which is not even real, So, and I'm saying this because I went through this also, so I have this experience. We all go through this, my dears. So let me know more. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 1 bring peace to this situation? 8 of Wands in reverse. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 1? So many reverses. And I know why. So is it time to move on? How can my group number 1 bring peace to the situation? Yeah. And one more. Okay. Oh, my dears. So, yeah. It is more of what I was saying here. It is more of what I was saying. Here probably there are so many expectations about receiving something that is not there. All right? That is not working. There is something that is not arriving. It's like you're not changing. You're not changing, and something is not arriving in your life. And there is a need here to use here your mind to see what is real, what is not real. Being a Queen of Swords, to know how to separate things, to see this is what I have. This is the reality of what is being presented to me. All right? This is the right here, the right now. And really understand here what are these expectations. All right? And separating it. Is this expectation a real thing? Is this part of this person's? Because this person, you know them. You know who they are. The advice here is don't, see what is something. See what is clear in front of you and what is not. See what is in front of you and what is not. See the reality of this. Because you might be not taking the correct cautions. You might be not wanting to see something here. You might be avoiding something here. You might not be preparing for something here. You might be letting these expectations ruling your life. And, you know, and one day in the future, because we all went through this, and I'm telling you, and this is my experience, one day you are going to ask yourself, you know, all of that was just expectations, was not in anything in concrete. And was it worth it? Because life is asking for you. Your life is calling your name, saying, you're there, you're there. You know, what is your experience? Who, you know, ask this question, who am I? Where do I want to go? What do I want to create? Who do I want to be surrounded with? It's not that you cannot connect with this person in certain things, and of course you do, because you have a relationship, or you had a relationship with this person. There is a connection here, but the question is, what kind of connection is this? Is this that you want to create the home? Because I saw home here. With this person, because you might connect in a different way. What do you have more than the moment? You know, to live in these expectations is not the solution. And here the message is, how can you bring peace to the situation? Is talking, saying. You don't need to say more than once. Say your message clearly. And say what, you know, because of the person that you have in front of you, would thought this person would do. Communicate clearly with this person if you haven't already. All right? And then distinguish what here is reality and what here is something that you would like to be. That is not this person. It might be there, so you might be even closing the door to what is there that you really want to manifest. Because if you have this daydream, but you're still looking at something that doesn't give you this dream, you're kind of closing the door to the manifestation, because it might be out there. Look at this. If you're trying to manifest this dream, this home, this person with these characteristics, but you are always looking to someone that has, you know, is not that person. You're closing the door to the manifestation. It's like you're saying to the universe, I want, but I don't want. I want, but I don't want, you know? Can you see? So, yeah, I know these messages, sometimes they can be very hard, and they are difficult, and all the process is difficult. But I hope I brought you something here, all right? Brought you something for you to have peace with, and, you know, concentrate in your self-love. I know that there is going to be your answer, and see things how they are in the moment, how they really are, what is being manifested as form to you. All right, my dears, so this is what I have for you, and I hope that you have a nice day. See you next readings. Bye. My dear group number 2, welcome to your reading. So let me just burn here a little bit of incense. so that I can clear the energies here and start with your reading. My beautiful viewers, my subscribers, thank you so much for being here with me. So let me go to your reading. Alright, so we have 4 and 4, and that is number 8. But at the same time, there is here a need to ground something also that is not being grounded, a little bit like the message of my group number 1. But I was looking to this crystal here, and this tiger's eye, and there is a need of something to be expressed here. So something to come out from inside of you, and for you to be able to express. So something that doesn't stay only inwards. It might be that something needs to be communicated here. So let me see more. Is it time to move on for my group number 2? How can they bring peace to this situation? Is it time to move on? How can they bring peace to this situation? Is it time to move on? How can they bring peace to this situation? Yeah, so we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Let me see. Treasure memories at the back of the deck. And let me see your cards. Is it time to move on? We have Sea Witch. We have Tiny Triumphs. A Long Way Home. And Queen Bee. And at the back of the deck, I'm going to take this card because we still have space here. We have Treasured Memories. Now, I believe there was some new perspective on something, some new information here that came to you recently, or is there inside of you wanting to come out. So something that you realize, all right, that is wanting to be expressed here. All right. And it might be that you're realizing that there is a cycle here that you're still holding on to, but might need to go. And this because, a little bit like pile number 1, there is something here that it couldn't be grounded. Probably some competition. I don't know why, but I had this energy of competition here. You are a very powerful creator. You might be someone that really have your resources and know how to use them. But it seems that this person that we are talking about also had a lot of potentiality, or have, and is a good manifester here. You connected once. And there is here a longing for those moments that you connected. That you were both creating together, that you were both growing together, that life seemed rich, there was communication there, there was building between you two. But there is also an element here of some competition between you two. and some games here going on that you felt that you won sometimes. But I believe there is a hard truth here, and probably it was the experience of living with this person or having a closer relationship that sometimes was very confusing. And at the moment, it might be in a phase that, you know, it seems that a cycle is reaching an end here. You might have some problems with communication with this person in general. But he's so attractive to you somehow. But there is a knowledge that you have now. You really understood something. Probably you did understand why it's so attractive for you. And this might be because home is inside of you. And you're realizing it more and more. Probably you were holding on this person or on this situation because you were putting your power in this person's actions and reactions to you. But I believe you realize that you are perfectly capable here of building your own success and direction. Your own empire. Alright? Your own dreams. With roots here. That is something that was not happening in this situation. There was something here between you and this person that was not being grounded. There was one of you that was paying more attention to the other. How are you growing your dreams at the moment? How are you growing your life right now? Are you still waiting and planting your garden with the past? All right, I know. I want to know more. Is it time to move on? How can my group number 2 bring peace to this situation? 8 of Wands. Queen of Wands. So there is an advice here to be more, use more the element of fire. To attract more things to your life. And to follow your dreams more. There is a need here for change. Alright? And this is very clear here with this 8 of Wands. There is a need here for change. Change is being asked from you. There is something here that are memories. These are memories. And gardens, they don't grow from energy and resources from the past. Alright? They don't manifest. So there is a message here for you to receive and ride with the wings of change. To be the creator of your life. while here you were holding on to someone else, like that other else would be validating your own success somehow. Here you will be the one that is going to be validating your own life, your success. You will be, when you decide to ride these wings of change and leave the past in the past. Leave the past in the past. Probably there was even a third party situation here. There is an energy here of someone looking at the other person and giving more than the other. All right? And right now, cards are saying things need to change. Things need to change because you cannot be holding on to these energies of the past. Gardens, they are not born like this. They are not growing with resources from the past. So there is a need here to create something new in your life, to change directions, and to be the master of your life, the creator, and to be the one that validates, not giving your power away. So is it time to move on? How can my group number 2 bring peace to this situation? Another one. How can my group number 2 bring peace? Is it time to move on? How can my group number 1 bring peace to this situation? All right. There's at the back of the deck we have the Tower. So there is a Tower moment. This is more like a realization about something, realizing something that you might be avoiding, right? You might be avoiding this realization, and that is kind of stopping your growth, stopping your happiness from coming. And there is a need here to find more answers inside of you. All right? To find more answers inside of you. Did you really lost something? Are we all ever, if you follow this knowledge about manifestation, you understand that we are all always manifesting our energy. We are always manifesting what we are feeling, what our energy is really putting out to the world. And here there is an element of you holding on to something that was not in your manifestation, that is not anymore, but you're still looking at it, and you're still looking at the lack of it. So while you're still looking at the lack and putting your focus on that, the problem is that life is not going to open the door to growth, because it's like life is reflecting you. You're still looking to the lack. You're still looking to what is missing. So life is going to bring you more of that. This is a hard lesson for everybody, all right? And I believe in the law of attraction because it works so many times in my life, and it makes a lot of sense. All right, and I have strong experiences with the law of attraction. And here what I'm seeing is that you are focusing your energy in what is missing. So what you send, a message that you are sending to the universe is that something is missing, something is missing, something is missing. Life is going to bring you something is missing. All right? So changing your focus, going inward is your message to understand what is stopping here your happiness. What is this tower moment or this realization of something that I'm not opening the door to? And because of that, I'm here avoiding my happiness, my success. So there is a need to confront here this your inner self, and it's not confront, it's to go inwards to see, to see the reality of this situation, to understand why it's so important for you to leave the past here in the past. Remember what I said, you cannot grow a garden with resources from the past. They are not there anymore. So focusing on the present, letting yourself go with change, allowing this realization to come to your life, focusing about the now. What is happening now? What is happening at the moment? Taking your conclusions at the moment and holding on to your life right now. All right? And to your experience. So, my dears, this is what I have for you. This is my message for you. And I really hope that it brought you something. I'm feeling a bit tired, I must say, and this is because you might feel a bit tired too, or this situation is very exhaustive. All right? So I hope it brought you some light, some clarity somehow. There is a strong message here for you to focus in the now. What are your resources in the moment? Because there is a message of resources from the past. Don't water, for example, your garden right now. Sun from the past is not going to bring the warmth to your garden right now, to bring the light. All right? So what do you have around you at the moment that is precious? So that you can change the focus from this past and change your direction to let change come into your life and to bring happiness to you, to bring happiness and gain control of your manifestations, of your creations. Be the one that don't wait for somebody bring you the dream. Create your dream. All right? Create. Be the creator of your dream. So I hope this brought you some clarity, and I'm wishing you a great day. We are going to see each other next readings. Bye. Hi my loves, welcome to group number 3. So if you chose this art of seduction, now what I see here is that this person might be really seductive, and you feel enamored by this person, all right? You feel like you want to give them your energy, your resources somehow. So your energy is your resource, all right? Now, this comes up to number 5. And number 5 is also about transformation. So there might be a transformation here happening. And this transformation might have to do with your inner security, all right? We are going to get into that. I want to know more here because, as you know, the art of seduction is sometimes people are born like that. They have those characteristics. Sometimes they learn certain things in social ambience to get to a certain purpose in their lives. All right, they are genuinely what they want, and sometimes they use these tactics in a bad way. So let's say if someone doesn't have a genuinely interest in somebody, they can use this to kind of manipulate things to receive the resources from the other person and not having a genuine connection. And what is a genuine connection is when two people, they feel the pull towards each other, genuine pull, all right, but they are going to share equally. There is this movie that I already talked about it here, and it is a movie that really shows, it was like a manuscript that was found some time ago, and it teaches about energies. And what was the name? I don't remember. If you do remember, let me know in the comments. But I also, you know, I don't know, I saw that a long time ago, and it was something that always stayed with me because I found it to be so true, is that when two people come together, there is a share of energy. So basically the manuscript, if it comes to my mind, I will say it, all right? Because sometimes when I'm talking, it can the name can come to my mind. So I found it so true what it says, because when we are in a connection, we have two people giving energy to each other when it's genuine, and the energies, they need to be equal. So meaning that sometimes, of course, one is going to give more, and the other one is going to give more, but there is always a balance. So the purpose of a healthy connection that really respects each other is that from a cup full, they can share, they never lose energy. So how do you know if a connection is working? How do you know when to stay in a connection? Is precisely when this reciprocation of energy is being done, and you can feel it. It's something that we can feel. When we give and the other person gives us back, we don't lose energy. But you also feel when you are depleted. When we are with someone and we give, we kind of leave the situation with a lot of insecurity, a lot of, you know, we start with this insecurity. We're not sure if we were right in that moment. We kind of feel empty and insecure, and probably with a lack of energy, and we go down. And most of the times it's because the energy is not being shared. So we also, if we really understand how to deal with energies and how everything is energetic, how we are always feeling things, we are always going to know when something is in balance. And when something is in balance once, that is possible because we all go through difficult moments. We are not with energy. But when it's always like that, and you're always feeling insecure, you're always feeling that you need to give this first step, for example, because you're not receiving, you're always feeling kind of emptiness that from some reason is making you feel that you need to act. And that's because you're not receiving, because when there is an equal give and take, You are going to see that everything comes natural. There is not this wondering, oh, or this anxiety that will tell you what is happening. I'm feeling so insecure. Let me take here a step to please the other, you know. So, because pleasing comes from a place of insecurity, of you trying perhaps to, when I say you, I'm talking about all of us, right? Because it's so difficult. These are things that are so difficult for all of us. It's trying to kind of camouflage things. So imagine you feel there's a part of you that is not conscious, that feel that something is missing, and what is missing is this energy sharing that is not there. All right, and for you to kind of disguise that, what you are going to do is trying to pull that energy from the other person. So you're going to please so that you can receive a bit, and please, and you receive a bit. You know, and that is not the truth, because if you left, probably the other person wouldn't even try to do anything, or would take like a month to reciprocate. All right. So, and unfortunately, though that would hurt, that would be the truth. But you cannot see it. You cannot see it when you are always trying to give to the other person so that you can receive a bit of what you are asking. So this is, of course, I'm talking about everybody, all right? This is not about just, you know, everybody goes through this. Everybody goes, and it's so difficult. And sometimes when we notice, and we come to realize it, and we are just like, oh my God, we are doing it again. Yeah. So it's very, very important to realize this as soon as possible, to see when something is wrong, when we are creating this kind of pattern of giving, you know, just to camouflage. And we can do that with so many people, unfortunately. And because sometimes the unconscious already know, and there is a hurting part there, and we want to camouflage there. We really want to disguise that, because we really would like to have that attention. And instead of waiting and to see the truth, though that would hurt, perhaps it would be the reality, because this disguising is more difficult in the long term. Because you're going to create here expectations of someone that never exists. So it's easier to see the truth, painful, yes, but in the moment, or to see the truth as soon as possible, because the longer you disguise this, and the longer you create the expectation, also the more you are going to feel betrayed. All right, and betrayed because you created so many expectations and created a reality of someone that actually was never there. All right, so I really felt like I had to say this, and this is a message for all of us. This is something that, you know, I always deal with this in my life, so I'm sure that you are going to also to understand what I'm saying. What I believe that is so beautiful about this knowledge that was shared in that movie, and there is a book also about that. What was the name? All right, I don't remember anyway. But what was so beautiful is that it gives us a knowledge of something that is present inside of us. We kind of feel it. We know there is a part of us that knows, but we try. It's like we try to disguise it. We do it so many times, and yeah, sometimes we just. And when reality is presented to us, it hurts. it hurts even more because probably if you saw it first, you will be already healed. And you have been suffering, not being reciprocated. Sorry about my English. All right, I'm trying here. I'm trying. And yeah, we try and always waiting for that confirmation, and we suffer when we don't have that. And when reality comes in, we think, how much time did I lose here at something that was lost since the beginning? So let me see more. I feel like I started to talk here about this situation and sharing with you guys. I know that nothing is a coincidence, so some of you really needed to hear this. Like, you know, I needed to hear myself talking this. So let me see more about this. So my group number 3. Shall my group number 3 move on? How can they bring peace to the situation? Day, night. So this already telling me there's something really unstable here. And it's interesting that I had this conversation with you because the art of seduction. Now, when someone is not consistent in their behavior, kind of creates inside of us a kind of confusion. Yeah, confusion is the term. So that confusion, when you enter in a state of confusion, is easier for manipulators, all right? People that can easily manipulate other people to lead you into the direction that they want. Because when we have too much that we cannot understand, imagine, the inconsistency is so much. One day they give you something and they show you one thing. The other day they act in a completely different way. It's so much that your brain will protect you. And it's the fog that your brain uses to protect you that some people can use to do what, in a mean way. If they meant to do, if they want to do it, all right? And this day and night and the art of seduction, it seems that this person, there is some inconsistency here. And you are feeling it. And also this is pulling a lot of your energy because the fog is not healthy. And be careful not to start doubting yourself. When someone enters in a state of confusion, it's never time to advance. Never. Or to take decisions. It's time to go inwards. To take your time. To separate. It's not time to join. So let me know more. Separate in different ways, you know, take your time, I don't know, go to your house, find a place there you can be alone, to put your ideas together, to really have a separation that sometimes these people, now I'm not saying that is the case, I'm because it's too soon here, I'm already seeing something, but now I'm going to talk about an extreme. If this is about a manipulator, they don't want you to get to that place of rest, because it's in that place of rest that you are going to understand finally how much energy that you didn't have, and because of the confusion you always return to a cycle here. Now this is an extreme, all right? Now let me see more about, should my pile number 3 move on, and how can they bring some peace to the situation? There is a lot of dreaming going on here, probably some expectations that you have, which we all have, all right? We all make this expectation, but be aware of what I said before about expectations and how much that in a long term is going to make us suffer more, because the person who is there is not the person of our expectations. So what is really there? That is the important question. What do you have there? Ask yourself right now, what is there? Because it's right now that matters. It's not what they are going to become in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, if they ever choose to do that. Can you see if you're going to wait for that? And with the possibility of something never happening, because it's an expectation that you have, but it's not this person. This person might not even ever want to be that expectation that you create, all right? So let me see more. Should my pile number 3 move on? How can my pile number 3 bring some peace to the situation? Okay, we have here all is connected. Now, and all is connected, and if you look at this card, the leaves here are from at autumn, is autumn colors. All right, now autumn means a cycle that is ending. In the law of attraction, we understand that when we give our energy to situations that we feel empty, that we feel that we are not having the result for a long time, of course, right? Because we are here talking about a long time trying. Because everybody can have a moment of not having energy, but the next day is going to be different or something like that, right? Now, if we are talking about this inconsistency permanently, now here there is a problem. And when we are giving our energy to this and even valuing it, because when we want, like I said in the beginning, our brain doesn't want to, we want that so much that we try to disguise the suffering, and we kind of, instead of realizing what is really there, we try to disguise it, and we try to act. We try to give to the other more and more and more, so that we can receive those bits of attention. All right. So what is happening there is that you cannot fool your inner self. And your inner self knows that you're not receiving and the energy is not being shared. So what is going to happen is that because of the law of attraction, we'll always attract what you, especially what you are feeling. And because what you're feeling is that, in truth, is that something is missing, all right? Something is not being reciprocated. What is going to happen is that that will keep going manifesting. So the sooner you take the focus and start focusing in or at is really working in your life. First, taking your time, because if there is this fog, this confusion, taking your time, and I'm not talking about one day. You know, when it comes to this healing of such a pain, sometimes it's really time. And a lot. So basically here, what is happening is that Cards are saying that everything that you put out, you know, this energy that is there inside of you is going to manifest outside. All right. So if you're still wanting, you know, the message that is inside of you in situations like this that I'm describing is that because your inner self knows. Your inner self knows that something here is not enough. So you keep, your inner self is still feeling not enough, not enough, not enough. And it sends you back. So there is here a cycle of something that is wanting to reach a culmination, that is wanting to change seasons. And you are wanting to flourish again. You are wanting to start something new. All right? Probably there are some connections here that they reach, you know, something here needs to be transformed. And sometimes it doesn't mean that you stop connecting with a certain person in all areas. It just means that reality check is important. And to see if that person holds the values that you want for people to be surrounded with, for you to be surrounded with. You know, if that person can bring you the balance that you want to surround yourself with. All right? And check if that is possible or if it's not possible. So, of course, this is your situation. You are going to understand, but something needs to be transformed here. And it's this dynamic of instability, all right, of something here, some resources that are not being shared, that it needs to change. It needs to change because there is some ground here that needs to be rooted, really rooted deep. Sometimes when we feel that we want some confidence from the exterior, we want some someone to bring us, you know, remember this. In first place, create these roots inside of you. Create your confidence in yourself. Create it. Because then you will manifest. So never, never, never to search in the exterior something that we didn't perfect already in ourselves. Because we are not going to find it because of law of attraction. We are still going to attract. So if we are not feeling grounded, this is what we are going to be receiving. In the minute that you start understanding how valuable you are, and because of that you are giving yourself the time that you need for healing. All right? And that represents valuing you. And in the time that you understand that, the universe is quickly going to change. You are going to notice that people are going to have a different reaction towards you because they are also going to feel the value that you hold for yourself. All right? So, confidence. People, they feel confidence in others. This is something that we can feel. And sometimes the other person don't even need to talk. And when people feel confidence in others, they don't mess with them. All right? They don't mess with them. Now, I want to know more. Should my pile number 3 move on, or and how can they bring peace to the situation? So here I'm already seeing some things they need to change, transform. Yeah, and I believe that go step by step. So start by facing here the truth of this situation, and realize who is this person that is really in front of you. Realize that process that I told you. If you're feeling that the energy is being returned, all right, see what you have there. Look at fears in the face. All right, look at them, because they are going to give you a message, because they are being disguised here. They are being disguised here by expectations. Remember the conversation in the beginning? So now I would like to go for tarot here and see more about this situation. Should my pile number 3 move on? Okay, we have 2 cards, and I believe this is 2. I need to do to ask the question first, because it's too inconclusive, and I want here to have certainty, and I'm going to ask the question with meaning and intention. So, should my pile number 3 move on? Should my pile move on, and how can they bring peace to the situation? All right, so we have here again reinforcing this getting out of these fears, meaning that bringing this reality into your life, even though it hurts. All right, sometimes we need to do that, because hurting in a long time, you know, after a long time is going to be worst. When we realize that all we had there was like smoke, because it was all our expectations. It never became real, because the person that was in front of us was never what we expected, was never part of the same dream even. So should my group number 3 move on, and how can I bring peace to the situation? So here again I have this feeling of certain imbalance that needs to come out of your life. Yes, you know, the message is that you have so much. You have so much around you, and you have so much potentiality. Probably even there's something here about your connections. Something here that you can profit, can bring you success from your connections. And also from this transformation. Your life can change. Your life can really change. I believe that if you, how can I say, trust the process, bringing healing to yourself, noticing who is really there, and allow the transformation to come, what needs to transform. See the truth. See the truth, all right? Look at things that should be gone in your life, because they don't connect with what you truly want. So should my pile end? Probably here we have 2 counterparts. 2 counterparts, and both in reverse. And we have this you know, there's something here. So let me see more. Should my pile number 3 move on? How can they bring peace to the situation? I need more. Should my pile number 3 move on? No. So here we have 2 people that are in a dynamic that is out of balance. All right? And also without this, let's say, this dynamic lacks here an important thing, that is this strength upwards, not in reverse. The strength, the card of strength, is a woman opening the mouth of a lion, and it indicates exactly the opposite of people, what people think is strength, which is the physical power. The woman opens the mouth of the dragon not with physical strength, but with an inner knowledge, inner power, with the divine feminine trust. And she opens it in a very without strength way, you know. It doesn't have any of that characteristic that forces. It's nothing about forcing a situation, though she is so much in her power. She exudes that love for herself. It's love that opens the mouth of the lion, but it's an inner love that then exteriorizes. All right? Now, we might need to start putting boundaries around us to really separate what we don't want in our lives, what we don't want to pay attention to. All right? Because it's very important that once you separate, once you put something behind, you don't keep looking at it. Because if you keep looking at it, there is a message there. The universe knows it all. So it's when you separate or you say, no, I don't want this for me anymore. It's very important not to keep looking back, not to look back. All right? This is a very old message, not to look back. And because when you look back, there is still a root there. There is still a root that can manifest in your life once again. Do the process of healing, because sometimes we need to look back to heal with the purpose of healing, but as soon as possible, look in another direction. There are 2 people here that are not, because the dynamic creates this. The dynamic, even when the other person is somehow creating here these expectations and is not doing on purpose, and the other person perhaps is promising something that they are not, they will never be able to concretize, because they are not that, you know. And sometimes both of people are in a kind of a cycle here that creates this dynamic that is not good for both of you. The strength that is here is not the strength that should be here. It's not forcing one situation. Actually, the strength that we see in the tarot is nothing that has to do with forcing. Nothing. The lion is calm and opening the mouth. Is allowing. everything in that card is about allowing, because her inner strength is so strong. She's so rooted in love that is like reality bends. So, and here with the Eight of Wands, here that came at last. So let me put here. There is also this message of riding the wings of change. Accept these tiny triumphs of one step each time, but ride the wings of change here. There is change wanting to come. Showing here the autumn season, which is where we are at the moment. All right. At least here. But this is what is happening now. And this might be also talking about how this message and everything that you're finding for your healing is connected, and how you are going to see like little keys that will be part of your tiny triumphs. So it's like you're receiving these little messages that are part of your tiny triumphs. All right, so I hope this brought you some clarity of some sort. This is the message that I have for you, my loves. Let me know in the comments if this resonated. I'm wishing you a great day. We are going to see each other next readings. Bye.